Loud chair. Always loud chair. Okay. Oh yeah. It would probably help if I wasn't streaming a black screen. Meanwhile, I'm also getting fascinating AMD warnings out of nowhere that I'm going to ignore because they won't actually matter. My controller is connected. Just stop being a bad wire, please. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna just make sure I did all my bookkeeping properly while I wait for people to filter in. And apologies for the minor sniffling. I am a little under the weather. Which is the other reason why I'm playing this instead of something a little more taxing on me. I think we're good. I think we're good to proceed. We're not in the ideal situation for what I want to do, but should be okay. I'm not going to rush over to the boss fight, just because I want to give people a chance to filter in before doing something important like that. I've also got a bit of a walk ahead of me to get there anyway, so it's not necessarily a problem. Oh, good, I got Rigo Storama. I was looking for that. Not, like, intently looking for it, but I was hoping. There's a level. That's good. It's my book. I don't know why I keep trying to stab the book that is assisting me. Aside from, I'm not used to having that particular familiar along for the ride. Why didn't I get what was up here? Zero reason why I didn't get what was up here. Wait, no, that respawns. Up there, there's a wall. Because we need to come at it from the other side. Ah, he was smart enough to aim downwards. Good for him. That's the last occiput we need. Mildly odd, at least to me, that we get a piece of obsidian from a light elemental, but what do I know? That's the wrong one. Right, it is the... I used the right button, I just had the wrong shard equipped for the thing I was trying to do. Ooh, that box has mithril in it. Yeah, that's clearly where I wanted the fireball to go, yes. Good job. Now this is off to a great start. All of the fumbling. Which admittedly, much fumbling was expected. and is absolutely fine. Yep, that's another copy of Spear Expertise, which probably won't see any use. I'm not that big on the spears in this game. Or really in much of anything. There's a handful of cases where spears are good. Yeehaw! I don't think there's anything I want from the horse, so I'm not too fussed about hunting that down. This guy, however, I wouldn't mind killing a couple more copies of him. Except I still didn't get what I wanted. Yeah, that's blocked off by stone. Gonna put Reflector Ray away for the moment so we can actually defend ourselves a bit more properly. What was the deal with Bolide Blast? Yeah, it's literally just an in-place explosion. Okay. Kaboom. Explode. I command ye to explode. Man, you got some reach. Which I know, it's a spear, but man. I'm displeased that he's down here now. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit up the save point to get my mana back instead of wasting time and or resources on that. Oh yeah. Power Pole Extend. She's helping. Good for her. Eek. I forgot to do a thing, so just bear with me a moment. There we go. Fixed it. Okay. Was there something up there that I wanted? I don't think I can even get up there, even with Reflect Ray. No, not really. Do I want to try to grind for Optimizer before I fight the boss, or do I want to just fight it? Get Welcome Company back for the boss fight. I probably should swap off the Cut Purse's ring for right now. In favor of the ice ring, as suggested by other people before. Yeah, this is the highest defense I've got, and I don't really need 2 more strength in exchange for not having that defense anymore, so this should be good enough. I'm just gonna save again just to make sure I don't have to redo that equipment shuffle if we perish in this fight, which is still possible. I would almost say it's still likely, in spite of my preparations. Because the rust is certainly real. I do have one trick up my sleeve, though. I'm going the wrong way. Actually, yeah, smart move. There we go. I wanted to paste what I had in that spot. And now I'll go back to what I actually want to use. Because there's not much of a difference. I just feel like it'll be quicker. Now, how do I use that? Okay. You open it with that. Okay. Because what I'm gonna do is use those weapon bane rounds if things start getting a bit dodgy, to ensure that we don't end up in a situation where she is doing so damn much damage that it's a serious issue. Yeah, when she does that, I need to get close, not far. The back away reflex got me again. I'll take that on the chin, that's fine. I really shouldn't be taking so many hits from her on the chin like that. But I do have an abundance of healing items right now. So if need be, I can just power through this irresponsibly. But I'd still rather do this properly. At least somewhat. I want to keep these umbrellas in check, otherwise she's just going to ruin me with them. Okay, second phase. I didn't back jump fast enough. Yeah, we gotta watch out for those cyclones. They are bad news. Especially when she just shoves me into the range that they'll be in. I'd rather not, thanks. Yeah, you gotta be careful in the second phase with that part of the fight, because she will just spin around now. I'll take the contact damage. That's still better than getting hit with the cyclone. Nope, no blood rain for you. She can be staggered out of her attacks, which you'll want to make sure to do that as much as you can. But you gotta be sure of what you're doing with that, or you will end up in a situation like this, where I'm just eating a pile of damage because I got greedy. So I genuinely don't even remember that blood rain attack. I think I killed her quick enough when I did this before that that didn't happen. Or that was added later. So I wouldn't be surprised if when they updated this game, they added a few more tricks to the bosses. Because they weren't the best. Across the board, at least. Most of them were fine, but one or two were a little lacking in patterns. Still, didn't eat that many healing items this time, so I'm happy with how that went. Still burnt more than I wanted to. Oh, I was hoping to remember the correct way to do that fight so I wouldn't have to spend any. But, that's what happens when you play a game when it first comes out and then mostly don't for years on end. Though really, I can't say years on end for this, because this game's not been out that long. It's only been, what, year, 2 years? I forget, how strong is the red umbrella? It's better than what I'm using. It's also got a nice wide attack. Of note, I'm pretty sure the red umbrella is in fact shorter than your average sword in this game. So keep that in mind if you choose to use it. You'll get a wider attacks, but shorter attacks. This gives us access to a different part of Liver Ex Machina. Or is this leading to the Hall of Termination? I think this is still part of Lever. The aesthetic's right for Lever. And I didn't get a prompt for entering a new area, so presumably this isn't the Hall of Termination. I was just enjoying that for a moment. I don't usually let Tamako Death play her song. I don't know if I wanted to do that yet, but I'm pretty sure I can undo it if I need to. Didn't feel like dealing with him. Okay, the quick draw. If I wanted to, I could grind up some more stuff to upgrade my familiar with, but I'm not too fussed about that, at all things considered. It's not been doing a whole lot for me. Okay, you're a Thunder Elemental. You just give me Lightning Resist. I don't care. Fool though I may be for doing it, I'm usually much more about boundless aggression rather than defense. And I feel like that's probably made itself apparent already with the way that last fight went. I was pretty sure that was going to be a Mimic. I don't remember the Mimic locations, but I was pretty sure. Also, I'm 80% sure it's not dead. It's just off-screen. But apparently it's gone anyway, so, doesn't matter. And now is a real good time to have double jump. Because you can more or less ignore this room's mechanic entirely with double jump. As long as you can time it well. This is one of the locked rooms. Yeah, the Key of Celeste is needed there. Which I don't think I got that key when I played before. Because those areas are all optional. I know I opened a couple of the doors. I don't remember which ones I didn't open. I'm reasonably sure the Celeste door wasn't one of them, though. Okay, there's another boss fight here. Who are you? This shouldn't be Gable. Because Gable's in the Hall of Termination. Oh, heck with it, let's find out. Just let me get rid of this ice ring because I don't need it particularly. Then again, I've not really got anything great for a boss fight to replace it with, so may as well keep it for now. If it proves out that this thing does something very specific that I can counter with one of my accessories, I'll switch, but otherwise I won't worry about it. Oh, it's the dragon. Okay, that's fine. This shouldn't be too bad. He hits really damn hard, though. So, may as well make use of those Weapon Bane rounds. Except apparently I did it. There we go, select. Make sure it made contact. That made him do a little less damage. Not enough, though. That attack's a very good opportunity to get a lot of damage off on him. Didn't jump far enough back. It's fine, it's pizza time. Ooh. His attacks clear so much ground that it's kind of difficult to dodge them. So as you can see here, more often than not, I just resort to absorb the damage and just keep soaking healing items all day. And that's why, because he doesn't exactly have the most health. Because he's not necessarily a proper boss. I don't really know what he's considered. Since he does have a boss door, but he doesn't actually net you a shard. Those dragon eggs he gave me, though, are important. And I believe he's blocking access to the Hall of Termination. Yep, there we go. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I don't particularly want to be here right now. If I was in a hurry to finish the game, I could finish it within the hour, probably. Because, spoilers, final boss is in this area. And we could go there, basically right now. I'm not going to. Because as much as I hate the section down below, I still want it to be shown off. So we'll go ahead and go there. But we may as well grab a thing or two while we're here. See what RNG decides I'm allowed to have. Which, actually, yeah. Now that I'm not fighting yet another boss, let's put the cut purse ring back on. Keep my odds up on getting what I need. Well, I don't really need anything anymore. But I want more. I always want more. If you want to read what those say, feel free to pause and look at them. A lot of it's not important. So I don't tend to worry about dwelling on it. I read all of it when I first played the game. It's all just background into the experiments done to place shards in people to provide them with power. Among other alchemical experiments like that. And a few of them probably would have hints as to events that'll happen later on in the game. I find it kind of interesting that the Archdemons can cast Rigastorama, but they're not the ones that give you Rigastorama. The first of the cat demons gives you Rigastorama. Though I think the Archdemons can actually cast more than one spell, so that's probably why. Though, of course, being demons, they tend to throw the fire spell at you. Because, you know, fire, brimstone, hell, all of that nonsense. Whether that's the logic or not, who knows. That's just an easy assumption to make. May as well go through this door here. Titania being Queen of the Fairies. Sometimes replaced. That bonus was actually not the most helpful right now. Okay, I want to have my reflect ray back so I can get up there. Potentially, anyway. Nope, that's not reachable. Because you can't actually extend the reflect ray without having a mirrored surface to hit. And that is most assuredly not a mirrored surface, so going over here is currently useless to us. What was that? Thought I saw something odd pop up, so I wanted to make sure what that was. Mostly just me losing my mind some more. Nothing to be worried about. I almost feel like I should farm Bloodbringers. If for nothing else but to get the sword. Because I don't remember how strong the Bloodbringer sword is. But I don't think it'd be better than Murglace. But I might be wrong about that. It's also an interesting idea in that it's both a familiar and a sword. Specifically, I believe you physically can't have the sword and the familiar out at the same time. Oh, there's the ice spell. Nope, definitely can't reach that right now. Probably need to get invert to get up there. There's probably some janky trick you can do to get up there a different way, but I'm not going to worry about it. While this is listed as a refresher, it's not necessarily like a speedrun refresh, because I've never actually learned the speedrun for this. What do the gauge glasses do? Ah, health bar glasses, okay. Nah, don't need that. I mean, it's supposed to be neat for the purposes of people seeing the kind of health bars we're dealing with, but I don't think it's necessary. Especially since apparently we're having incredibly good luck with the stone effect on this sword. I don't remember if the luck stat actually impacts the odds of special effects happening. I don't think it does. Yeah, there's another one of the little key doors. Oh yeah, and that's a thing. Shards are made from demons. You do certain things with the shards and the demon comes back out, and it's a bit of a problem. Because you gotta consider, this is mostly based around, like, industrial era Europe. Modified a bit. Here and there. So they're not exactly equipped for dealing with a threat like that. I want to say there is some magic even without the shards, but it's not exactly commonplace or particularly good at dealing with the problem. That's the door to the final boss right there. We're not going in there right now. I am undecided as to whether I want to show off the proper ending or not. I'm gonna show off every area except the extra area. That I'm guaranteed to do. I don't know if I want to deal with the extra bosses. They're kind of a pain. That didn't actually make contact, but sure, game, why not? Got another copy of Augment Mind. There's the book for fine equipment, which means we should be able to get a hold of something better than what we've got. So I want to say we have the resources for the better equipment that it offers to a degree. We just don't have... We didn't have the recipe before. I was thinking about something, and it has escaped me immediately. Yeah, we also have the recipe for the ultimate healing item. This is for going to see the good killer barber, and you can actually customize how Miriam looks, mostly. I wanted to see how many of certain things I had as well, I think, was the other thing, to see if I was correct. Yeah, we have a piece of platinum, so I think we could actually make something. Whether it's something I care about is the better question. Oh, and I wanted to switch Welcome Company out, play around with Throwing Axe for a bit, I think. Yeah, that one's alright. Because I want to say that's another case of it'll hang within a target and get multiple hits if the target's a big enough target. How many times can you say target in one sentence? Target, 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 target. I'm going the wrong way for where I wanted to go. So I actually want to go up to the warp room and go check what those recipes provide us. Which, of note, I do have a spreadsheet on my other monitor in case I end up in a situation where I desperately need something and can't figure out where it was. Oh, there's Bloodbringer. How strong is the Bloodbringer sword without it being improved? 24. Because that's the funky thing with Bloodbringer, is it will actually grow stronger as a sword the more or you improve the familiar. Let me put the red umbrella back on, though, because that's still a lot stronger. See how well this compares. No, I think with the luck we've been having with Murglice petrifying things, I think we're better off keeping the Murglice. Got poisoned. Just chug down a Mithridae and move on with my life.
we transmuting this time?
Okay, what can you offer me now, Johannes? Ooh, you can make me the sword breaker. Okay. That's got that's got a potential. Because we do have, I want to say, maxed out in terms of item count dagger expertise, but we still need to upgrade it more. Oh yeah, now we can make Riga Dohin. So let's go ahead and make that. Because we've got plenty of rubies. We've already got Tepsilrender. Okay, yeah, we can't make EX potions because those require panaceas. And I really am not going to bother making panaceas. I don't think I ever used EX potions when I was playing before. Quit yelling at me about the controller game. Stop it. All this fairy stuff doesn't matter to me. What is up with this wire today? This is a mostly new wire. I'm getting to the point where I'm assuming this controller is starting to die. As far as its port goes, which is gonna be unfortunate. We need crystal to get the Misericorde. We have access to both ectoplasm and mercury. I'm pretty sure. We can't get grotesque shells where we currently are. I think that's down below. Crystal's also down there. Gold, I think we need to make. So we can't get Frogger. Dragon Talons, I'm not sure about. But yeah, needless to say, we've got a lot of very good weapons at our disposal now to make, as long as we can actually finish getting the stuff together for them. Now that we've got more dragon eggs, I'll go ahead and make the egg souffle. And of course, everything we make, we can buy, so... Need be, I can always get another one. I think the problem with the fell leaf is the fact that let's deal with that. Right, I need to go down below for that too, because the upgraded plant that it drops from is down there. Okay, I can't upgrade anything I actually want to upgrade. One of these days I'll actually get a good night's sleep before I do one of these early streams. Well, not early, but actual daylight streams. Because I'm generally only streaming at night because of work hours. Okay, yeah, I could buy both the ectoplasm and the mercury required for the invisible sword. I don't really think there's too much of a point to me doing this, but why not? And I can't make what I need for the old lady quest still. We can turn in the occiput killing quest, which gets me heavy cream, which I don't think I need at all. She wants archdemons, living fossils, Lamashtu's dead. Yes, yes, kill those murderers dead.
It's good. So, what'll it be?
I think I bought enough of both. Yes. I actually bought too much mercury, but that's fine. I don't think the invisible sword turns in anything that matters, but just in case. That night, I like to collect everything. I like to have all the things. It's not even necessarily a variety is the spice of life deal, it's just... I like having things. I don't think we gained... No, we didn't gain any new armor. Even though armor's kind of what we need, though I do like the assassin vest. Yeah, as you can see, the invisible sword is in fact invisible. You only see its animation passing. You don't actually see it. That's why I bothered to make it to a degree, is so I could show off how that had looked. And it is slightly stronger than the Murglace, but yet again, it's probably better to keep the stoning effect for right now. Till we get something that's significantly stronger, this is probably still the best choice. Now we're going to go make use of what we got from Bloodless. And I'm going to equip Riga Dohin, because I like that one. We'll just have some fun with it. Because, you know, it's just throw a fireball. Kind of hard to argue with just throwing a fireball at people. It's good damage, reasonably cheap cost. It's a little bit of a pain to upgrade because you got to get a bunch of rubies together. And I want to say it then turns into more of a requirement, but I don't remember what the requirement turns into at that point. Now you'll notice, there's a hole here. Now that we've consumed all the blood that's there, now we can pass through and get down here. And now Bloodsteel will never see the light of day again. It's probably a useful healing move, but I don't care for it. Because I feel like it's a bit slow. And I'd rather just kill the thing that's trying to kill me and move on with my life. Worry about healing afterwards. Interesting that if I turn the axe outsider to stone, his axe in the air also turns to stone. And of course, as you might have already figured out, the outsiders are your legally distinct armors. Your axe armor, your... what have you. It's unfortunate that they spawned that boar there, because it really has no hope of accomplishing anything. It's just going to get stuck in there every time. Now, we are going to have a few problems getting around down here right now, but we also kind of needed to be down here. So I want to say this leads to where I want to go. If I'm having an idiot moment, I apologize in advance. But I'm pretty sure this is the area that leads to where we need to go in order to get the ability to swim, to then deal with those water sections that we can't currently get around in. Because right now, we're too damn buoyant. We just float. And Miriam never learned to swim. So she doesn't understand the concept of move limbs to go under the surface of the water. And now there are some real bad jokes that could be made about why she's so buoyant, but I'm not really going to go any further than that with that one. That can be left to everyone's imagination. Now I will say, we might absolutely get bodied where we're going. Because it happened when I was playing before. So I would not be surprised if it happens to me again. I would like to think I'm better prepared this time, but that would probably be a lie. Considering I had more problems with Bloodless this time than I did last time. But I'm also playing differently than I did. I'm having more conflicting ideas between trying to play sensibly and playing as I normally do, which is just go for it and hope it works out. Ooh, the critical ring. That I might want. No. I might want it for boss fights, but I'm not going to wear it around. I'd rather keep the cut purse ring for that. It's so satisfying having something like an Archdemon turn to stone and just fall. I almost wish they actually just fell out of the sky and cracked into pieces on the ground. That would be so nice. Oh, hooray, we can summon bigger frogs. Joyous day. My life would have never been complete without the ability to summon frogs. Oh, hey, Shovel Knight. Goodbye, Shovel Knight. More platinum? That demon heart will probably be useful for something. I don't remember what. Conversely, Toad Heart, significantly less useful. Already carrying a lot of those. Ah, fried fish. Oh yeah, for those who don't want to bother with the cooking mechanic, you can usually get a few food items just from those respawning blue boxes. I personally would highly recommend engaging in the food system, though, because just look at all those stat bonuses. And that's with only having consumed like a third of the food in the game. The max health increase isn't massive, but all the other stats are nice to have. Like, being able to one-shot things with that much health, just, it's so nice. But I swear I shelved this weapon the last time I was playing because of the simple fact that this petrification just would not trigger. This time, triggering like every other attack, and I don't know why. I'm not going to argue with it, but I am going to try to figure it out. Now that, I want to say you're actually supposed to have a different move to get through, but Reflect Ray allows you to launch without actually hitting a surface, which was explained to me by a viewer from the last stream. Chem After Dark, I believe it was. Because I had always assumed you had to actually hit a reflective surface to use Reflect Ray. Because that's how it was demonstrated to you. Forgetting, of course, that Igavanias in particular, not even just Metroidvanias, have a tendency to give you extra uses for the things you're provided that they won't tell you about. They want you to figure these things out. Which I like. I always am a fan of being able to learn a new trick involving things we already have at our disposal. Even if I may not always pay attention to the availability of such things. Oh yeah, and that right there should be a sign of how we're kind of doing things in a bit of a wacky order. We should not have been able to get... Well, we were, of course, able to get the Fine Equipment book. But we were technically, I believe, pathing-wise, intended to go down here before going up to the Hall of Termination. Even though this whole area, from the Bloodsteel Fountain down, is basically optional. Because you can go to Gable and fight Gable. Controller, please. Controller Y. Yeah, you can go to Gable and fight Gable without having even done half of this. Like, you have to fight Bloodless to get to Gable, because her door is what links to where the Hall of Termination is. But you don't have to make use of her ability at all. You could have just followed the path like we were doing, and instead of stopping at his door like I did and turning around, you just proceed through that door, and then you go win that fight, and that's that. But if you want to get the best ending, you do have to come down here. Because there are things down here that are required for accessing the right part of the game in order to get the thing that you need. I believe that's the correct order of operations on that, but... Point being, you need to go down here to go elsewhere to accomplish that. I don't know if these critical rings stack, but considering the fact that there are two separate chests for it, I would assume they do. Now, you may be wondering why this chair's sitting out here by itself out in the middle of absolute nowhere. That's because it does this. This is, I believe, the only chair in the game that moves. But you can disengage from it whenever you want, so just make sure to time it right and you'll be where you want to be. And there we go, now we can make curry, which will allow us to continue the old lady's quest line of bringing her all the food she doesn't remember what it's called. That quest line, of course, does not matter. Absolutely not required in any shape and or form. But you can get some nice stuff from it, so... It's a case of opportunity knocks, so you may as well answer. That's another katana move. We've only got, I think, one regular sword move, and it's one I don't use that often. Because I didn't bother to master it with the weapon it was attached to, and now I don't believe we can use it at all. Nope. I did the input and nothing happened, so... I'd have to go back and continue using the Oathbert sword for a while. Specifically hitting things with the technique. I just generally don't use the technique system. I like the idea, but a lot of them have a pain-in-the-butt input to them, and it takes a while to grind up the mastery for them. And of course, as usual, make sure to keep tapping at walls randomly to make sure you're not missing any secret rooms. This should spit us out on the other side of that one switch door that we couldn't open. Nope. This is the well, not the switch door. Well, going into here, I believe, was pointless. So we're just gonna turn around. Though I believe if we went through the well the other way around and actually dropped down into the well, instead of climbing up out of the well, back when we were actually in that area, I believe we could have actually entered part of this a long time ago. Which is why the steel equipment book is down here and things like that. But going the bloodless path has always been the way I've done it, which is why I keep repeating it. I want to say I ended up having to go this way around once when I was doing a randomizer. Which that's most of the purpose to the fact that I'm doing this trip through right now, is to refresh my memory on the game before doing more randomizer runs. Because as much as I love this game, doing a randomizer without any knowledge of the pathing would be a nightmare. As demonstrated by the fact that I did a very, very blind randomizer of Metroid Prime the other week, and that went super poorly. Which, that admittedly went poorly in part of the way I set the settings, because the settings were insanity, but... Point being, you want to know your enemy a little bit. Okay. I think I fucked that up again. But I can make it work. I don't have another waystone to offer you right now, Benjamin. Oh wait, no, I did buy more waystones. Get out of here, Benjamin.
Now remember.
I'm not daft, you know.
I would like to have any idea how he was carrying 5,000 gold on his person. But you know, what do I know? Okay, so we cleared out up here now. Just need to press on to where we're actually trying to get to. So I'm getting this sneaking suspicion I've done something wrong. Yeah, no, I think I see what I did. Okay. I took a wrong turn. An easily fixable, thankfully, wrong turn. God, I had Reflect Ray equipped for a moment there. Went to blast something and went, wait, why am I pointing a laser at it that doesn't hurt it? Okay, it's gonna be one of these. I'm no good at these. But made it work. The last time I played this, I didn't know about jump kicking off of the lanterns. That was another thing brought to my attention by Chem After Dark. I want to say I did find it somewhere in between as well, but I never actually utilized it. So I ended up waiting till I had... I think I actually waited till I had Invert before I collected that item. These two rings could be incredible if you spend a long time wandering around playing the game. But for our purposes, they're not going to be that good, so I'm not going to really bother with them. But I appreciate that those exist. So far this session, I think we've gained like 100 more health from the various health pickups we found. Something like that. Voice changer. Which, actually, I'm going to demonstrate that right quick. As you can see, or rather you can hear, it makes Miriam's voice ridiculously high-pitched. I don't recommend it for people with ears, but, you know, it's a thing. It exists. Just gonna steal his spot, and we're gonna move on. Actually, this is probably a place where I'm gonna want welcome company. If for nothing else, but to protect me from the bats and the Dula hammerheads, and save me having to constantly swing at them. Howdy. I figured you were going to be busy, so I didn't prod you about this. Yep. You know, gotta shield myself with my fan base. also can juggle things.
Arise, myself and my shadow!
Okay, we've looped back again. Where did I go wrong? I've taken a real wrong turn somewhere. Am I doing things out of order? Is that the problem? Did I get my order back, assword? Or... No, there's another turn I might have missed. God damn it. This is exactly what happened to me last time I did this, too. We are literally just retracing my steps from when I played this game the first time. It's honestly kind of funny.
Arise, myself and my shadow! Arise, myself and my shadow! Arise, myself and my shadow!
And in hindsight, had I looked at the map as I was traveling around, I would have realized I was going the wrong way. Because that had no choice but to end up where we went. Let me just, for sake of my sanity and everyone else's time, let me double check that map I've got. And prove to myself that I am actually in fact going the right way. So I'm like 90% sure I'm going the right way to get where we want to be. Yeah, okay, I literally just happened to miss the turn to get where we're going. Twice, in fact. We missed both ends of the turn to get there. Which I really can't say is a surprise in the slightest. But at least now it's been proven out. Without running all over the map and wasting everyone's time. Literally just had to go this way to be on the right track for where we wanted to go. But I instead went the other way. Now, we also want to kill some of these Diasemas that we just encountered. The water horse doesn't matter that much. We just need to kill the jellyfish. And for that, I'm going to swap off of Welcome Company again to something I can throw down there. And now, actually, replace Reflector Ray. It'll be easier to hit them with something that can actually aim. So I'm going to go back and forth in here a couple times, because there's a very specific reason to kill these Diasemas, other than the quest that is available with them. There we go. Aqua Stream. You'll notice it allows you to swim. This is one of the cases of progression actually being locked to an enemy drop. And I can only assume that they decided that that was okay by virtue of the fact that you don't need to go down there. You don't need to go down there at all. We do, however, want to get to the area that's very close by. That I am once more mildly confused how we didn't reach. Oh, okay, no, never mind, never mind. Being stupid. I had another memory conflict. Ah, Vaisha. Iska, I don't know. Because I was remembering getting Deep Sinker before having Aqua Stream. Deep Sinker being what allows you to actually access the chests and such in this area. But I'm remembering wrong. More to the point, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering what happened in a randomizer trip again. Because when you do dozens upon dozens of randomizer trips in between playing the game properly, or at least normally, you end up very much mixing up how anything works. And you can use Aqua Stream outside of the water. It just kind of sprays water. I don't know why you would, but you can. You can also just fight normally underwater, but without Deep Sinker, you rise up consistently. Which, personally, I would say don't bother. Unless you absolutely have to fight when you're underwater, just don't. Either don't, or do what I'm doing, which is kill things with Aqua Stream and play keep away. This is why this area sucks. Because these traps are hard to avoid because of the way Aqua Stream works. And they hurt a lot. Like, look at that. 131 damage a tap. So by the time we get to the area that I'm trying to get us to, I'm going to be in pretty rough shape again. Which is how I end up getting bodied when I go to that area. I'm just glad that they made it so that it doesn't cost MP when you're underwater to use Aqua Stream. Otherwise, you'd be having to stop so frequently. Another chest I can't open. Chest I can't get to. Yeah, that'll be all well and good when I can actually move underwater. There we go. Now we're where I want to be. Want is a strong word in the case of this area, but this is where we need to be. Now, I want to say this is the area I had the second most difficult time with. Not counting the extra area. I don't count the extra area because that place is hell. But it's also meant to be because it's post-game content, more or less. Now, I'm not going the way I went the first time I went in here, and I'm hoping that that will make my life better. But I can't promise anything on that score. And this right here is one of the big reasons why this area is a problem. The ghosts in here will make you very slow, leaving you very vulnerable to all of the nasty things living in here. And there is no shortage of nasty things in here. It's also tight quarters with lots of fairly powerful enemies. half of which can pass through walls. So they get an unfair advantage from the word go. Oh yeah, and did I mention that they can cast magic? Because they can cast magic. The boers in here can breathe fire, including while they're dying, which, you know, that's fair. Wanna be cheeky? I can be cheeky too. There we go. That's what I was hoping for, though. Now we have Tis Wraith. Which is exactly what she had. We can now just shoot homing holy lasers at people. Now, it may seem like that's not much, and it isn't. But it'll get us something much, much more fun. And it's also just generally an okay spell. I wouldn't use it in here, though. I forgot how wide a range it has to go before it starts actually going where it would be useful. So we're gonna go ahead and put that away. Vas Isha, what's your animation? Okay, you're just a straightforward ice shot. Okay. You can play with that for a bit. Things in here probably aren't too resistant to ice anyway. As you might be noticing, the hitbox on the ghosts doesn't entirely line up with its body. Some of the smoke around it isn't solid enough to hit. Which makes a degree of sense, you know, it's smoke. But it's also a ghost, so, you know. There's a lot of layers to that that don't really work out in favor of anyone trying to hit it. I don't remember what the weighted ring does. Oh! Increases experience. Okay, that's not a bad thing to have. I don't think I want it, though. I'm pretty sure that's not going to help my situation in here at all, considering we're already getting our teeth kicked in. So, lowering my stats will not help. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for increasing my gains, but there comes a point where that's no longer a good idea. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to think about. Where is it? The Swordbreaker is only one less attack, and I have a lot of copies of Dagger expertise. So there is some potential in switching to the Dagger again. But there's also a lot of cases, like with this guy here, where you want the reach in order to be able to get at him in a safer angle. This place is also really cheeky, in that if you look at the map, you'll notice that there's an area down there. You've got to descend into the sand in certain places to get where you want to go. I'm gonna break out something a little more significant. Because these living fossils are a bit of a problem. Because they're super durable, they hit pretty damn hard, and they can do nonsense like that. Which can very easily knock you out of the room, so that you then have to fight it all over again. Now, I want to say you actually would take damage or something similar to that kind of situation if you sank too deep in the sand in a place that wasn't a path. Now, we do not want to go here right now, because this is just back connecting to the Forbidden Underground Waterway. I would like to finish the Forgotten Desert. Hidden Desert. In one go. Because I would like to never have to come back down here ever again. If I could help it. That said, if you're doing a lot of dismantling, you do want to come down here and fight the ghosts that are down here. Because they drop 2 Alkahest as opposed to the ghosts upstairs that drop 1.
Rigadoin! 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 Rigadoin!
As long as you got MP, just spam a fossil to death. Don't try to fight those fair. Because they don't fight fair. There we go. Bad dog.
Rigadoin! Rigadoin! Rigadoin!
Oh yeah, they also will, you know, hide chests under the sand. Which, if you didn't have that press up prompt or the mini-map, you'd have no idea that those chests are there at all. Oh yeah, and this right here is another reason why this place can be a problem, is that the boers in here that breathe fire can also just kind of, you know, flip gravity and go onto the ceiling and harass you. Because, you know, that's fair. For some reason, I really thought he was going to take longer to turn around than that. At the rate we're going, I'm going to go ahead and take that strength increase. I also just like this hat. We also could do with that little bit of extra defense. We're in danger. We are in great danger now. Because I'm running out of healing items. Now, if we get into a bad spot, and I have the opportunity to, I'm going to just waystone us out of here, and accept the fact that we're going to do a bunch of backtracking to get back down here. Because it will be less backtracking than if I die. Because while I've saved at every save point along the way, the other problem is the last save point was before we got Aquastream and before we passed through that entire underwater section. Which is the other thing that sucks about this area. Is the lack of any real frequency for save points. I think there's like 1, maybe 2 in this whole zone down here. And in my opinion, they're placed kind of awkwardly for the challenges that are presented in this place. We have enough crystal for that one thing we wanted to make now. Okay, I have one idea for how I can get up there. Sort of worked. Got it. As soon as I saw that there was a health restoring thing up here, I wanted it desperately. Because that'll give us better odds of actually making it to a save point. That said, we are done with more than like half of the desert, I'm pretty sure. This area is not that big. It just sucks. I have no stylistic issues with it. I just have a ton of issues with traversing it. Like, I think they crammed a few too many just really annoying enemies in here. Like, they could have put a few of these in a different place, and I don't think anyone would have been upset. Don't get me wrong, the flame booers make sense to have in here, because the layout makes perfect sense for their attacks. I'm not really sure why the toads are here, but that's fine, because they're kind of irrelevant. I think either the upgraded succubuses or the upgraded ghosts should have been saved for another area. Because the combination of those and then these forgotten fossils and all that just become a chore when drawn together. I'm willing to bet I'm just somehow pathing away from the save point, just like I did the last time I was here. Again. I keep doing the exact same things again. All because it's been so long that I don't remember how to not make these mistakes. It's like right now I'm pretty sure I'm careening straight for the boss room of this area. Which, on the bright side, I'm pretty sure there is a save point near it. So one way or the other, we'll find a save point. I just need to not fly blindly through the boss door before touching the save point. I want to check what's in that bottom corner of this room, because I don't want to come back. Yep, and that was a good reason to come down here. We're at almost 1,000 health now. And that may sound like a great thing, but there is one minor catch to having a lot of max health, and that is, I'm 80% sure traps and such do scaling damage based on your maximum health. So it's not going to help us with that problem. So when we have to go back through the underwater section again, which, sad fact, we will be going back through the underwater section again, because kind of want to get the items that are in there. There's a lot of stuff in there. We will most likely be taking closer to 200 damage per hit from those spikes. Okay, there's a warp room. That's just as good as a save room as things currently stand. Because I could always just warp back to Arntville and save there. Specifically, I'm going to do that now, just to make sure we don't get screwed. And we can also turn a few things in. Potentially get an upgrade or two, and, you know, stock up on things that'll keep us from dying. Well, they'll help. I wouldn't say they'll stop it from happening. Oh, it was 8 diasemas, not 6. It pops up on screen. You'd think I would have paid attention. Ah, well. We'll be going back in there anyway, it doesn't matter.
Are you
Can make Misericord, which we may as well do because it won't cost us anything
I'll go with
irreversible. We can make the Harp Sword, which is stronger than Murglei's, but as we keep looping around, the stoning effect has been very good to us, though now that we entered this nastier area, it seems to have given up on helping me, so maybe I should replace that sword. That's 6 more defense, but nah, I don't think that'll matter that much. Yeah, there we go.
I'll go with
Yufashia, which I believe is an ice drop. I want the curry sauce. Because now we can make curry and rice, and that will be what the lady wants.
Great.
Oh yeah, that's a point. Why can't I make the thing I wanted to make? Oh, I don't have a diamond. Dang it. So, the reason why I want Tis Rosean is it's literally a laser. You can just point your hand in a direction and things die. It is by no means the most powerful directional shard, but it's one I personally like because it's kind of lazy to use. You literally just point your arm in a direction and hold the button down until the thing you're pointing at ceases moving.
I have some. What are you looking to buy?
It's the same as like the Petra Ray or that Lethargy beam we just got mechanically.
Is the thank you?
But since it's also holy, I want to say most things don't handle it too well. There's a few things that are resistant to it, but most things don't handle holy damage particularly. There was something I scrolled down here to look for. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to check to see if I can get better armor. Which I can't. I can only buy the same armor I can already make.
What are you looking to
Oh
sell?
yeah, and I wanted to buy a second curry and rice so we can get the stat bonus from it.
Thank you.
So we're of course giving one to the annoying old lady.
You're welcome.
Which I still don't know how she managed to eat all of this.
I'll help.
Insanity. Wrapped in yellow and tricky to prepare. You want an omelet. I don't know if you'd really consider an omelet to be tricky to prepare. I guess it could be. Then again, no, it's an omu rice. It's a little different.
Is this many thanks? What are you
Ignoring the fact that it's, I want to say, just basically an omelet filled with rice instead of anything else. But that's another her step in her quest line done, getting us another new weapon that I'm probably not going to use. Yeah, this is when she wants the strawberry crepe,
What are you looking to
which unless she's selling strawberries, is probably going to sit and rot for a bit. Yeah, no, she's not selling
What
strawberries.
are you looking to sell?
I'm going to get rid of a bit more of this obsidian that I'm carrying around. Don't really need as much of this wool. Just quickly seeing if I can scrape together the money to buy some of those expensive weapons that she's got on sale right now. Because if I can buy one of those, I think I can switch my setup a bit and have it be worthwhile. Though, given what we just got, I suppose I could still switch up my setup in a valid way. Of course, if I really wanted to make money, I should stop pack ratting all of this equipment so much and actually get rid of everything that's out of date.
Thank
But that'd be a lot of sitting there and fiddling and clicking and getting rid of things. Yeah, the Misery Cord is the same damage as the Merglice, but it lets us make use of our very well-stacked dagger expertise. It's also holy damage, which, as previously discussed, I think will be beneficial to us. Unfortunately, I can only say I think that will benefit, because I can't really guarantee that. Yeah, we need to go get a bunch of random crap in order to make the other curries. They are strong, though. Each one gives you an extra 50 max health and 8 to a stat. So if you're playing through this, I highly recommend going through and making all the curries. It's by no means necessary, but it can't hurt. It will certainly make your life simpler. Just having another moment there where I decide to do something, and then by the time I get around to the thing I decided to do, my brain has just decided to ditch the concept.
Come back.
That said, having our fireball be upgraded is going to help our cause a fair bit. That said, get used to the ting noise, because we're going to be hearing a lot of that. And to those who, like me, don't particularly care for that sound, I apologize in advance. It is here to stay, for a while. Considering it is like a full hit less to kill most things in here. And faster in some cases. This was a choice. This was a bad choice. Oh, god damn it. No prize for anybody who guesses what I forgot to do. But needless to say, I probably should turn around and do it before I perish. Because I forgot to make or buy healing items. So we're just gonna waste stone out and pretend that didn't happen. Brain.
What are you looking to buy? Is this when we have a deal?
Stock up on regular potions. So at this point, I almost shouldn't be bothering to even carry potions. Because they don't really help. Like, they help a little, but they barely do any real healing. One of these heals a lot and is cheap, and I don't remember which one it is. So I'm just gonna grab some random crap. If I could mass produce pizza dough, I could make pizza and the pizza would heal me a lot. Because it's basically similar healing to the high potions.
This time.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
As it stands, we can make some high potions. Amu rice might not be bad. I could mass produce curry and rice, but as seen, the curry and rice didn't actually heal that much. So that's probably not worth it. The macaroni gratin might be okay, but that's pretty expensive to make too. We can make Shiroko spaghetti right now, because I can make a bunch of red bean paste. At least I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I can't make the red bean paste. I'd have to buy it. That's fine. I still want to go make a flan with the other dragon egg so I can get that extra point of luck, but that's not a high priority. Right, it's because I don't have any sugar. That's why I can't make more red bean paste. But I'm pretty sure I have already made the red bean paste at some point. So we should be okay for that idea.
Remember, what are you looking to buy?
Can also just grab a bit of sugar and sort that out as well. Yeah, there we go.
Is the thank you?
Just grab some of that, grab some
Is the many
cheese,
thanks?
some
Is
butter.
the thank you?
Basically, I'm just gonna grab a handful of random
Is the thank
cooking ingredients to make sure we don't run out of anything.
Is the many thanks? Is the many thanks? Is the thank you? Is the when we have a deal?
This is gonna blow through a lot of the money, and that's fine.
Thank
We will get more. I just want to make sure we can actually produce a decent amount of things.
Transmuting this time.
I could have swore I had what I needed with that to make the Shiroko spaghetti. Oh, I need to make one more pasta. Right.
I'll go with this. Great.
Oh, we can also make mac and cheese now that I went and grabbed the cheese, too.
I'll
Make
go
the
with
Shiroko
this.
spaghetti first.
Great.
And now I can't quite make enough pasta to make the mac and cheese, though, so I'm gonna have to go... I'm gonna have to just go buy that. That's fine.
I'll go with this.
Corn chowder, I think, heals a decent amount.
Great.
Let's see what some of that stuff we're carrying right now heals for. Okay, corn chowder did not heal for that much. Fried potatoes heals for bugger all. Rolled egg, eh. Egg souffle's okay for how cheap that is. That's actually pretty decent.
What are we transmuting this time?
Though, making egg souffle, not so cheap, because it has a damn dragon egg in it.
I have some. What are you looking to buy? Is the many thanks?
There we go, there's all the pasta we need. So I believe egg souffles were reasonably affordable. Yeah, they're only 680 for the amount that they heal.
Is this many thanks?
That's not bad. So I'll grab a couple more of those for the road. And no, I'm not going to waste any of this fixing my current damage. I can just go to the save room right next to me.
I'll go with this.
Just in case anyone was thinking I was going to be that stupid. Just like how I'm not going to really burn all of the ingredients on anything. There we go. That should be better. We've got a bunch of food items. We've got... I should grab a few more regular potions since I used all of them to make... Actually, fuck it. Regular potions suck. I would just turn them into more high potions. And I've already burnt 90% of our money. I'm not gonna burn the rest of it. We should be fine. Now that we're most of the way through that area and stocked up again. After all, I'm trying to finish the game today. I don't want to be at this all day. But of course, proper preparation does mean you will actually have higher odds of success. So, you gotta balance that idea. The game really wants me to use Augment Con, which is probably a valid idea. I should have bought goddamn antidotes. So I'm gonna keep getting damn poisoned by these goddamn frogs. Because that is the one unfortunate thing about using the misericord as opposed to a regular sword. Our attack angle is a bit more narrow. Though this area provides antidotes, so... I suppose that's fair. And of course, right after where I stopped and turned around is the save point. I get the feeling I'm going to need to make an emote for that. I feel like the turnaround right before a save point might need to be an emote. Because that's going to continue to be a thing. I don't know what it'll be yet. Because let's be real, if I make a salt emote, that'll be in the chat forever. That'll never not be in the chat log somewhere. Oh hey, we actually got a move specifically for the misericord. Ah, we will go ONB Zoro. Fair enough. Of course, I say that and people are going to think of a different Zoro, and that... to hell with it. Showing my age. I mean, hell, actually, no, that's older than I am, so I guess technically not. Irrelevant. I want to say this elevator is basically the last section of this area. Yeah, you can't go in there for a very specific reason yet. And there's the boss door. So we're going to go through the bottom door first. I couldn't remember whether the bottom door was an unmarked boss door or not. That's why I went looking for the boss door. Oh yeah, get used to this room spinning mechanic again, because the boss fight involves that. Why they thought the 3D effect was necessary to do twice? Not really sure. But I can honestly say, I don't think it was required at all. No, I think we're good. I could equip an elemental ring to fight Alfred, but it really wouldn't help me. because he uses too many different elements.
Miriam,
I ought to ask you the same.
I commanded you to leave this place.
I cannot. I gave Jeeble my word, and I intend to keep it.
Very well. This sigil was not meant for you, but we are far enough from the castle that it can contain you here. Goodbye, Miriam. Stand down.
Yeah, you'll notice he's not going to try to kill us. He wants to just stop us because he thinks he knows better than we do. Which in the end, he's really just a misguided old mentor. Trying to do his best. As for his pupils. But in the end, he'd be making a real big mistake. This fight's also not that bad. It is a little taxing on the health and the resources, depending on how you do it. Specifically how I'm going to be doing it. Which is just chase him around and just keep stabbing him until he fucking dies. Because he always leaves traps behind him. Well, not necessarily always, but he does that a lot. And as you can see, he's got that warp move he can do. And you gotta watch out for these because they'll slow you. Making you more vulnerable to his slow attacks. Because that's his big weakness as an opponent, is his moves are kind of slow, because he's a spellcaster. Well, realistically, he's an alchemist. But that equates to spellcaster in terms of what kind of opponent he is. Because he's gotta throw things at you, he's gotta chant words. All of that takes time. You know what doesn't take time? Stab. Stabbing does not require words. It does, however, require catching up to this spry old bastard who can fucking outrun me. So just kind of settle in and get used to chasing this guy in circles for a bit. Because that's basically the whole fight. You just chase him around in circles until he dies. Which he... well...
This power you have is even greater than I imagined. I must get back the book.
Yeah, Gable has a specific book that has a lot of alchemical information in it that Alfred wants to use to solve this whole mess himself. That wouldn't really work out for him, though.
I have to make it happen. I have waited too long for this chance. Our last chance.
Yeah, now he's gonna teleport away, and this whole fight was for nothing. Except, the sigil here is gone now. Thus enabling us to get this. This being Deep Sinker. Now we can actually properly traverse the water. Now, you've probably come to the same conclusion I did, which is, I don't want to go back there, but unfortunately we've got to go back there. Because not only is that where progress is, there's also a lot of really good loot there. That we did not yet get a hold of because we couldn't open any boxes down there. Now that our feet can actually touch the ground, we're allowed to open boxes. Now, am I the only one who thinks it's kind of dumb that you have to be able to plant your feet on the ground to open boxes? I mean, how heavy are the lids on these damn chests? Considering she doesn't even touch them for them to pop open, I don't see how this is a problem. Okay, I want to go far left. Well, no, I want to go up first. Let's go clean up the stuff we left behind. Now that Rigadoin is strong enough, we can just use that to get rid of these stupid flame boars. And it'll help clear out some of the other guys a bit quicker, too. Kindly stop being hit-stunned, Miriam. I could really use you being able to actually kill them. We also needed to kill a couple more of these anyway. For the quests. Yeah, and those paying attention will realize the moveset on those living fossils is literally the same as the Abyssal Guardian Dragon. It's got the same sweep with the wave in front of it. It's got a tail attack. I believe it's also got at least one other move that it tends not to use. There we go. Now we don't need to kill any more of those unless we want what they drop, which I don't even remember if they drop anything. At least nothing of note. Bestiary, answer me whether I'm talking out of my ass or not. Yeah, there's 2 more spots on the drop table, but considering the first 2 are empty, I'm pretty sure that that's a sign that I don't need to care about this. But yeah, just look at those resistances. They resist a lot of things by at least half. Crushing, of course, they take more damage from fire. I don't really know why that does more damage to them. Holy, of course, extra damage. And of course, poison, darkness, curse, petrification, all of those things do bugger all to them. But yeah, Alfred is one of the main alchemists behind the fact that Miriam and Gable even have this whole Shardbinder situation going on in the first place. It's definitely a case of doing something for the right reasons, but ending up doing very bad, stupid things as a result of it. So I want to say, overall, this plot line is more or less identical in a lot of ways to the Order of Ecclesia plotline. They try to create stronger fighters to defeat the demons that are everywhere. One of 2 stronger fighters runs off and goes crazy. Other one has to defeat them. Along the way, gaining great power and realizing the people who sent them out are probably not as good as they originally appeared. Not saying it's any kind of groundbreaking plot, but I can't help but notice that that describes both of them. Almost completely. Not that the whole Igavania group has ever been exactly amazing for their unique plot lines. It's usually the subplots and the odds and ends in between that are reasonably well written. And just the fact that they make good games that have carried them this long. Okay, I've got two options. I could either go back around to the waterway the way that we have to go through the desert to get through, or I'm pretty sure there's another way around now that we can swim. I'm gonna just go ahead and go the desert way, though, because we know that path, at least. Also, behold the amazing increase from amphibian speed. Otherwise known as, don't bother using amphibian speed unless you're gonna max it out. It's not worth it. Because in the end, all amphibian speed does before you max it out is make you fall faster, for the most part. You regain normal physics. Which is, in some ways, a detriment. And now that we're better prepared, we also shouldn't have as much trouble getting through this section of the desert to get back to where we're trying to go to. If I stay on track like I am right now, and I don't have any major issues with any of the other bosses, I'm probably going to be done with the game within the next 2 hours. This estimate will most likely be wrong, because something's going to probably go sideways for me along the way. But that's my current estimate. But as long as I get just a bit stronger and get a few more good shards, I'm going to become more or less unstoppable. At least in terms of boss killing. Because after I got about halfway through this game, I noticed that the areas actually were more dangerous than the bosses. And I don't know if that's just because of my impatient playstyle, or if that's just actual design. I never really got a decision one way or the other on that one. I would be inclined to say it's because I'm very impatient. Because I just want to be out of an area as fast as possible, because once you've been in an area the first time, you don't really want to be here anymore. And just look at how much faster we got through there than the first time we walked through there. And that's all because we didn't constantly get kicked around and murdered. We could just fly through. Though I'm gonna be real, I don't remember what we get down here. Like, I genuinely don't remember what shards and such we get from the last couple things down here that we're gonna be killing. Because I don't think I used them. That said, some of the enemy shards down here will probably be worthwhile. It's just gonna be a matter of the boss shards aren't gonna be the biggest thing. Macaroon. The recipes for the ultimate dish. I don't know which one they consider the ultimate dish. I don't recall actually checking that. Meow. I don't really know why they decided that wearing cat ears would make you smarter. I mean, I guess cats are generally pretty smart. in case you're wondering why I keep dancing around in front of him, I'm trying to keep triggering the triple stab. Because that seems like it's a good move for a rapier to use. So I would like to have that mastered so we can use it with the better weapons. But I keep getting my timing wrong, because it's back, forward, back. Okay, I think it was. Or was it forward, back, forward? Either way. It's one of those, then back, then forward again. You repeat one of them and etc, etc. But it also consumes MP, and I'm now out of MP. So that's a minor problem with trying to master that. I also want the shard that Macaroon has, because I want to say it's another one of the decent shards. But I don't remember what it actually is. And at the rate it's not playing ball with dropping it, I'm going to give up on this idea. Yeah, and I kept thinking about making a fairy scarf, because it raises your intelligence. That almost was really, really bad. At least the game is providing a lot of fried fish with these blue chests. It's almost like they knew you were going to be getting your teeth kicked in around here. Ooh. That's one of the better greatswords. At least for this stage of the game. There are some incredibly strong greatswords. Which they would have to be pretty strong. But not generally my deal. They're a bit too slow. And it doesn't help that by the time I usually think to start improving the expertises, I have access to any expertise I want. So I usually gravitate towards sword expertise or dagger expertise. Oh, this is just getting upsetting. Stab that damn eye out. Oh yeah, you can also actually look at what all the bosses look like. I don't think it shows off all of their animations. I think it only shows off a couple of them. If it really shows any at all. But that is a thing. Yeah, this. Okay, it only drops demon eyes, and I don't remember what its shard does, but I want to say that's the one that lets you see secrets. Similar to how you'd usually get the secret finding soul from the peeping eyes. Yep, make secret walls visible to the eye. So yeah, if you're trying to 100% the game, I highly recommend you get a hold of that shard. I'm not 100%ing this trip, so it doesn't matter to me. But this way, people are able to know the answer to that. Well, this is a problem. We can't get up there. I thought we were supposed to go there right now. Or was it up there? Wait, yeah, no, I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb. Not first time, won't be last time. Thankfully, it's almost like they knew this was going to happen, and they provided a warp down there. So what I'm going to do is go back to Arvinville, save, and walk back down. One moment. Got a nuke a bot. I'm just not even going to entertain that. Most things I would only time out for, but somebody pops in as a bot and starts spamming links, I'm going to just nuke it from orbit and not care in the slightest. Because a bot will not learn.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters. Good. Have you looked?
Also, if that name reads the way I think it does, I would nuke that from orbit on sight anyway.
Have you looked? Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
But we're not going to get into that here.
Even though I've learned to jump in midair, even Zangetsu must. What? But I had. Here, he sent a message arrow. Strange. He says he saw. I'm not sure. I agree.
Yeah, and... Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course it's one of those. But that's why it gets blasted immediately. But hey, I guess it checks off a box. That was my first bot trying to sell me something. So, I guess I've started to make it. Hooray. I didn't want to warp, I wanted to walk. Is this a secret over here? Yep. Oh yeah, and fun fact, this is actually where the statue that you see fall at the beginning of the game lands. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. That can't be where that is. Because that doesn't line up. Because where the statue fell is like 5 screens this way. So I'm talking out of my ass again. Ignore me. That would have been a neat touch, though, if that was true. I want to say there's a few shards that don't work properly underwater as well, so you will want to be careful about that when you're down in places like this. But yeah, as was hinted at, we need to get to a hot place to find a demon that falls up. And that will give me one of the single best shards, in my opinion, for getting around the map. Now, I'm sure there's probably plenty of people that'll disagree with me about that, because there are probably ways to use some of the other shards to get to do basically the same things, but faster. But I like the simplicity of this one we're going to be getting here soon. I don't even know why I'm bothering to try to kill that eye. We already have everything it has to offer. So I think I took a wrong turn for getting to the hot place. I want to say it was actually further to the left. But we may as well explore the rest of this area anyway. We'll get where we're going eventually. Is not counting the actual extra area. I think we've only got 4 more zones left of this game. Something like that. Aquatic fillet. Aquatic fillet. Thankfully, throwing axes is not impeded by being underwater. Neither is throwing hands. I will say, they spread out the warp rooms pretty well in this game, I would say. I don't tend to find myself looking for a warp room and not being able to find one within a reasonable distance. Could they be closer together? Sure. Would it be nice if they were? Absolutely. Do I ever feel like I'm traveling an immense distance to find any of them, though? Not unless I'm in a real stupid place. Which there are 1 or 2 of those. There are a couple places where you will have to travel a bit to get to one. And that's just because you're... At that point, you're in absolute goat fuck nowhere. I do question who thought those making that sound was a good idea. Like, they just make awful, high-pitched, screechy noises. There's the area we're trying to get to, I believe. So I was on the right track the whole time. But let's first grab this. The Plunderer's Ring was actually what I was more looking for. Because that's just a flat upgrade to the Cut Purse Ring. But let's address what I just picked up. It is not, in fact, a fish, sadly. But it's carved like a fish. And it's a really good katana for those who use katanas. Because you'll notice it does both slashing and crushing damage. Good damage coverage. And if you actually go out of your way to... This is not the place I thought we were going.
This was your proposal, Exorcist? Explain yourself.
I should have been there. But you broke your word as well when you laid that trap for me.
I wasn't about to allow the book to fall into your hands.
Why would I want it?
Revenge
years
I'm gonna let this play out because it's important.
Miriam.
Huh? No, wait! Oh. I would have preferred you not see that. So the trap Alfred laid was for you? Yes, and that's why I sent Zangetsu to deal with it. He has the power to stop Alfred from teleporting. I thought he might be able to contain Alfred, while we dealt with our bigger problems here.
Yes, contain Alfred. Totally not planning to kill him. Nope.
It makes sense. But what was... I don't want you to get the wrong idea, so I suppose I had better tell you. But during the demon outpouring 10 years ago, they were killed in battle. So I have my reasons for hating demons. And that accursed book. I'm so sorry. I let go of the hatred years ago. All that matters now is that I gain control of the Liber Logarithm
Yep.
and prevent it from ever being used for evil again. All right. I'll help you. Thank you. I'll do...
Sell me stuff cheaper than bye. I don't think that's gonna work. This is not where I wanted to be, but maybe I'm remembering the pathing incorrectly and I need to go through here to get where I want to go. At least they're being real generous with the shards, and we can get diamonds here. Diamonds will be useful for unlocking that holy laser spell, as well, I believe, as upgrading it. There's the warp room, okay. Which, actually, we may as well be cheeky and go ahead and warp back to Arvenville right now, both to make sure we can grab any quests we need for this area, so we don't have to backtrack, and to just get a free heal, because, you know, we're here.
Are you eating? What are we transmuting this time?
I don't think we would have gained the ability to make anything new from this part of the trip, aside from using the 8-bit coin to make something fancy. That said, at this point, the 8-bit coin weapons are useless to us. They're neat, but they have no practical purpose. A bunch of them will be recognizable to people. A fair few of them go over my head, because I'm not super up on the everything. But it's a thing. We do want this crystal armor. It doesn't have much in the way of stats, but it is strong armor. Now we can make Tisrozan, which is not going to be mind-blowingly powerful right now. Oh, right, it only needs silver to upgrade. Never mind, we might be able to make this ridiculous. And then it uses some platinum, which is also not that big a deal, because we've already used what we need of that. This is also a neat trick with the Detective's Eye, though. Auto-collect items in range. Not a huge thing, but it's neat. Makes your life a little easier. I personally haven't bothered with it, but I would definitely see a purpose for it. Because it would make grinding out some stuff probably a lot easier. I don't think we've hit a point where any new stuff would be in here. So I want to say her shop doesn't change that much, aside from what we make. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't waste my time making armor that was immediately replaced by something she was then selling. Oh yeah. Check the kill quests. So we can get the speed belt now. And okay, we're already caught up on those. Good, good. I don't think we want the speed belt particularly. I mean, it would make us move faster, but we need those stats. Okay, back to the secret sorcery lab. So that's why I wanted this spell. Just unleash the Holy Death Beam. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a range limit. Pretty sure it just goes until it hits something. It's also not hugely expensive in terms of your MP. Especially if you understand the fact that you can just kind of tap it out at things. Rather than waiting for it to trigger, you can just kind of tap it at things and it'll keep triggering. That looks an awful lot like us. Because of course, it's an Egavania. Gotta have the doppelganger fight. I want to say the doppelganger would use my shards. Nope, it's using its own stuff. Okay. Whoa! Nope, 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 nope. And this is the other reason why I wanted Tisrozan at this point in particular. To stay out of range of some of the nastier stuff the doppelganger does. This fight's overall not too bad. Because I also want to say this is one of the few bosses without contact damage. It does have a tendency of getting stuck in walls, though. And that right there is why you don't get close to her for too long. She will tear you apart. So I highly recommend against doing that. I would like to say that was for demonstration purposes, but I really was just getting impatient and I ran out of MP. I also don't remember how much health she has, but I don't think she's got too much left now. Yep, can't duck that. Okay. There it is. Shadow Tracer. Thank you, and welcome to the show, Karos. How you doing? As long as you time your double jumps, this isn't bad. I want to say I waited for invert when I did this just because I didn't feel like dealing with it, but it's honestly not hard. Is the spiked breastplate worth it, though? Absolutely. Yeah, this is how the shadow clone thing works. You have to hold the manipulate button down to keep it out. I personally don't tend to use it because it costs a lot of MP, and I don't really find it that worthwhile. There's probably a setup where it will do something insane. I haven't put in the effort to figure it out. I prefer to keep healing on hand. I want to say there's something you can do with this bronze bull, but I'm not really sure. That might just be an assumption on my part. It might just be decoration. It's been too long. Drink a potion just to be on the safe side. And that's why, because these traps really damn hurt. Poison is killing me. Eat some fish. Yeah, no, I'm definitely on the right track for where I'm trying to get. I remember this area now. I was having another one of those moments of doubt that I was going the right way. Getting real tired of getting poisoned, game. It's all well and good the first 10 times. But when you get into triple digits, it gets old. This should be the exact place I'm trying to get to. Yep, the Inferno Cave. Now, admittedly, saying I want to get here, just as with a few other places, bit of a strong word. Don't really want to be here. I want what I can get here, though. This is a very short area, though. So, this shouldn't be too bad. Oh, good. I got on his shard immediately. Not that it matters, because my reflexes keep going, oh, let's grab everything, because, you know, 100%. And then brain reminds me, right, not going for 100%. Doesn't matter. And if you're looking to make all of the food that requires dragon eggs, here's the place to get them. You just keep killing this dragon right here. Me, I'm not going to really waste my time. I'm on it too much. I am going to get a better position to fight it. Because if you just sit there and keep jump kicking it in the head along the way, you can just get to the other side of him and not have to fight him from that awkward angle. We're on a roll for getting lucky with shards, though, apparently. This is the other place where you'll see these stupid bugs. The other one, of course, being the tower of weird, janky problems. Oh, great. I forgot. That's the upgraded Mimic. It fucking curses you. That's gonna make anything I'm trying to accomplish more complicated. Oh well. I'm just gonna leave. Heck with all of you. Out of here. This was not an improvement. I don't have the right shard equipped to get through here. So you better run. Ooh, boy. Situation less than ideal. Nope. We need to do something far more clever than that to make that work. I'm pretty sure all those white and gold chests are, in fact, death traps, now that I think about it. Our resources are in a bad spot at this point. But, thankfully, there's generally a warp room nearby. I think the boss... Yeah, the boss is right there, so we'll go ahead, warp back, get some resources together, fight that boss, and then we can go back up top. Because we'll have finished that whole path down there, for all intents and purposes. There will be a few things we didn't pick up down there, and I'm kind of okay with that. Because it sucks down there. Yeah, there's nothing else I need. It is more or less my intent to continue this stream until I finish the game. If I finish exceptionally early compared to my expectations, I may switch to something short for a bit and keep it going. But given the current state of things, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end off when this is done, because I'm not expecting to finish in less than another hour and a half. Because I am honestly expecting the second to last place I'm going. Well, that depends on whether you're considering defeating all evil, or whether you're just stopping at Gable. I'm intending to just stop at Gable because I don't feel like dealing with the extra content on this trip. I'm also quoting the fastest I could expect this to go, not necessarily how it's actually going to work out. I've completed all the content for this game already. There's not much you can ruin for me unless they added something, which I do believe they added a couple things since release. But best not to spoil it for everyone else. It has, however, been a bit, which is why you see me bumbling around as much as I am. Because I, within the first week of the game coming out, had 100% of the game with the available content, and I know they did some crossover stuff that has since changed the percentage. So don't worry, I do know what I'm getting into, I just forget a lot. said forgetfulness will probably extend the time in and of itself. But I don't anticipate too many other serious issues. Because I've already made a path up to Gable's door. So if I ever get tired of dealing with this, I could always just go kill him and be done with it right now. But I wanted to show the rest of the regular areas for those who haven't seen the rest of that. I just don't feel like dealing with those bosses leading up to the true ending because they kind of suck to deal with. Which I'm sure you understand having experienced it. Because you probably can immediately picture which one I mean. Like, I don't mind the actual finale, it's getting there that's upsetting. And if I thought I was the only one doing content on this, I'd go ahead and suffer through it for sake of posterity, but I know plenty of other people have shown that off, so I don't need to put myself through that. Okay. You know, I did it to myself again. I say I'm gonna go gather resources so I'm in good shape for a fight. And what do? Not make or buy any healing items again. Don't get me wrong, I could 100% do this without dying still. Because this fight's not that bad, but at the rate I'm letting him hit me, this is not going to work out in my favor. Especially since I burnt all of my MP already. Oh, no, 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 no. Bad bone monster. Bad. All things considered, this fight is not bad. Of this half of the game, I would say this is one of the easiest ones. Arguably, Gable himself might be the easiest thing in this half of the game. Just because of how much you have to go through to get there, so you're already in pretty strong shape by the time you get to him. That attack's gonna continue to be a problem, though. Oh, thank God, he just dies. Good. Good. I really thought I miscalculated that. But there we go, now we've got invert. Now we can go wherever the hell we want. And of course, since I was rushing to not have to deal with this guy, I did the input for invert backwards. Of all things to do backwards. Yeah, get used to the screen flipping a bunch now, because for sake of laziness, this is gonna happen a fair bit. I'm probably not gonna go back and clean up everything we can get with invert. Because again, this isn't intended to be a 100% trip. This was just refreshing my memory of the path through this game before doing some randomizers in the future. Though it's honestly funny how this was intended to be a trip to make me able to show off how much I know about the game, which only ended up turning into how much I forgot about the game. Ah, good to see that those corpses still very badly bug out. Good to know. Some things never change. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that spits us out back over here where we couldn't go before, and invert is exactly what you would have needed to get up there. But by the time you have invert, you have no reason to be over there anymore, particularly. So now, aside from the post-game content that I keep pointing out, we basically only have one more area to touch on, I'm pretty sure. Because we've already done most of the Hall of Termination. We did all the stuff underneath the Bloodless Fountain. We've already dealt with Bloodless, of course, because we wouldn't have been able to get down there otherwise. Yeah, I think that's more or less everything. I mean, there are parts of some of these sections I didn't go to. And there's that one really nasty trap room I could show off, but I don't really want to deal with that either. That is just very bad for my blood pressure. Now, I am intending to demonstrate the requirements for getting into that area. Or at least I was considering it. Though if I'm not going to go in there, there's not much point to me showing it off that much. Because then that just basically turns into teasing. But yeah, basically, all you need to get up here is invert and craft work. And a means of dealing with this. Now, I honestly forgot that these spikes were here. So I don't remember how to get past this problem now that I think about it. I don't know if I actually have what I need for that. I knew I was forgetting something. Well, I'm sure you remember, or because you've probably done this more recently than I have. Because I know there's armor that'll break that. I considered going back through on hard and everything, but by the time I had played through it on normal, I just wasn't interested enough to do it again. I had started on hard. Yeah, I had started a second trip through on hard, and then I just got sucked into the randomizer too much, and then got tired of dealing with the game as a whole for a while. Now, am I right in thinking that I need a specific suit of armor to make this less of a problem? Or is there a shard that would solve this too? Okay. I thought I remembered right on that one. Well, I guess I'll go fetch that then. It's basically either I go fetch that and show off that area up there, or I may as well just go kill Gable, because that's all that's left. Now, I'm pretty sure that armor is over in the Tower of the Twin Dragons. But that might be my memory going awry there. Yes, it's going awry, or yes, it's there. So I'm pretty sure it's right around here. Okay. I'm just gonna be lazy and warp back to town to warp back to the tower, rather than walking all the way over there. Because I want to say I never... I don't think I actually used that armor to get past the spikes the first time I did this. I want to say I actually did something real janky and weird and somehow pulled through it. So I want to say I literally just bounced across the spikes, chugging enough healing items to survive doing that in order to get up there. It was a very bad idea. I know I at the very least tried that. I don't remember if that's how I actually ended up getting there, or if I did end up going back and getting the armor. Needless to say, very expensive way of going about that. Now it's just a matter of remembering how to get to that part. I'm pretty sure I literally just follow this down and I'll get there. Which, for sake of sanity... I'm pretty sure I could have turned around and got there faster. Oh well. Guess we'll grab this while I'm here. Get out of here, frogs. Oh yeah, I gotta go up and around. And this does give us an opportunity to do a bunch of cleanup. Not that any of it's really necessary, but demonstrates where a few more items are that I didn't pick up on my first trip through here. Just gotta remember where in this mess the Aegis armor is. Because I thought I remembered the right box, but I clearly didn't, because it ended up being the gadget band. Yeah, because that's a blue chest. I mean, I do have a map and a spreadsheet if I feel like looking. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't go get that health increase over there either. Eh. Not that fussed about it. Yeah, for sake of expediency, if you happen to remember exactly where in here the Aegis Armored box is, just refresh my memory so we're not here all night. So I would assume... Oh, no, it wouldn't have to be over here where I haven't been. It could just be tucked somewhere I couldn't otherwise get. And it's just not showing it. Well, of course. Because we wouldn't otherwise have been able... We would have otherwise already gotten it. I'm gonna continue on the assumption that it's where I was pointing already. And it's in the boss room. Because that's the only remaining place I haven't been in here. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's spikes on the ceiling in there. Which, I didn't realize this could happen, but I got slammed through the floor in that boss fight and ended up being able to stand behind it the whole fight. Needless to say, that made that go a lot quicker. Unlike this trip, where I keep falling down holes and looking like a fool. So I'm forgetting which way to go to get around here. I mean, so I suppose I could just do the same lazy warp I did before. Yeah, I had no bugs the first time I did that fight either. This time, I tried to slide when it did the ground slam. Because I, for some reason, thought that was going to help. And it just sent me straight through the floor. I'm betting it's repeatable. So if I really want to just be awful every time I do that fight, I probably can make that happen again. Dagnabbit. Yeah, you know what? I'm overclimbing this already. I'm spending 100 gold to warp an incredibly short distance, and I don't care. There we go. I was worried for a moment there that the elevator had decided it didn't feel like coming up here, and we were going to have a problem. Because I do have an unfortunate tendency to make games stop functioning properly. Not always on purpose. Yeah, I forgot that was there. I think I grabbed that on the trip through that I died to this tower boss. Every time I invert in this place, I keep expecting to fly off the map to my death. Yeah, there's the Aegis plate over there. Of course, guarded by spikes that you'll fly up into. Oh, absolutely. It still has a lot of little issues here and there. Like, I would have streamed this like a year ago, but it was freaking out my audio anytime I started OBS. That has since gotten fixed, but I don't know necessarily what fixed that situation. I feel like I might be going the wrong way. I probably should have gone the other way. Padding, padding, padding. Padding out the game time. Padding, padding, padding. Gonna walk for miles. Do 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 do. This tower seems so much smaller when you're fighting the damn twin dragon on it. In hindsight, I probably should just drop down this damn hole, shouldn't I? Oh, right, because I'm supposed to go up the hole I just went down. For some reason, I thought it was over here. Whoop. How did I... What did I... Huh. That was a weird moment. Okay, wrong hole again. Well, guess we're in for a bit of walking again. Did I just come back in on the wrong floor? Is it just that simple and I'm being a fool? Or did I just go out on the wrong side? Because the other option is it's over here. Yep, there it is. And there we go. Aegis plate 8 acquired. You would think it would hurt a lot to fall the entire length of a tower. But, you know, magic. Yeah, if there were fall damage, that whole part would be a nightmare.
Helen, what are you looking to buy? Then we have a deal.
I am going to want to stock up a little bit before we go in there, though. Purely on the basis that that area is going to hurt.
So, what'll it be?
I don't have what I need. we can make do.
I'll go with this.
Come back.
Actually, no, I want to walk from here just like I did the first time I did this. Oh yeah, there's a ammo increase up there. Absolutely irrelevant if you're not using the guns, but it's there. Which, at some point, I do want to mess around with trying to play through the game either with, like, only guns or only shoes or something like that. Because those are the two weapons that I never really made any use of. But I also acknowledge the fact that playing with only shoes is gonna be a pain. Put on the Aegis armor. I miss the days where the spikes would break when you equip armor like this. So I forget whether it was one of those, either Aria or Dawnosar, or whether it was Symphony of the Night that the spikes broke when you walked into them with the right armor. But that was just satisfying. Wasn't there another door over here? No. I'm going crazy again. I hadn't played that, but that would make sense. I keep meaning to pick that up. That's honestly a good thing, I would say. Or at least debatably a good thing. This place is gonna take a little bit to get around. There's some real bad things you probably can do with these gates. Crimsonite equipment. Dang it. Actually, wait. Does the backside of this go anywhere useful? Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I did that again anyway. So I'm pretty sure I'm still going the wrong way. Well, this seems unhelpful. There we go. Come on, up. I'm sure you were probably intended to invert to get through that, but I also knew I could do that. So I decided it'd be funnier to do it that way. Not sure why I bothered to kill that death trap, but it seemed necessary. I think I'm better prepared than I was last time I was here, because I remember those ninjas hurting a lot more. Then again, I didn't even put on proper armor again. I'm still wearing the Aegis plate. When I could be wearing the Valkyrie dress and having ridiculous defense and luck. You know what? Over this. Sliding through. Bye, everybody. Yeah. Isn't there actually two, technically, that'd be better, depending on what you're aiming for? That's another key door. This is getting to be a problem. God damn it. Getting stuck on monkeys. Yes, because that could only end well. What does that do? I mean, that's not bad. But I'm pretty sure I just want my black belt back. Yeah. Because I don't need the speed increase. I forgot I still had the speed belt on. My attempts to just rush through this are really starting to come back to bite me a bit here. Do 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 do. Well, this is probably not going to end in my favor, because I have 0 healing items left. I say as I go for it anyway.
I've been waiting for you, Miriam.
The Shardbinders should be struck from existence.
Correct.
I have no quarrel.
Perhaps not. But carnage is the language I speak. If we are to come to an understanding, this is how we do it. Now, fight as if your life depended on it.
Yeah. Funny how very similar a lot of the characters he plays end up being, isn't it? Yep. He was prepared for me to jump over him that time. Does not help my cause that I don't remember what the changes between Fight 1 and Fight 2 are. I know he just generally hits a lot damn harder, but I know he's also got a couple more tricks. I just don't remember what they are. Ah! I keep trying to fake him out, and then he fakes me out instead. Yeah, this is most likely not ending in a victory. Especially if I jump wrong like that. Watch out for the explosion. If I had anything that would restore my mana, I would not feel at all bad about cheaping him out and just beaming him to death. But unfortunately, I don't have anything for that either. Realistically, this fight's actually not that hard. He just hits really hard, and you gotta watch out for that. Oh yeah, I forgot that he did that, yeah. Huh. Okay. So, I've got two separate problems right now. One, we have no healing items. Two, I didn't replace the waystones I used, so I don't have any left. So we're gonna have to walk back to the warp room. Through all that stuff, we had to use healing items to just get through in the first place. So I guess I'm going to have to play this a little smarter and slower to get back out of here instead of just bum rushing my way to victory. So that's going to be a time extension in and of itself. These guys aren't a problem particularly, because aside from if they turn around and throw shit at me, I can just kind of walk by and jump over them. It's in here with the monkeys that's going to be a bit of an issue here and there. And there, I broke the nose. I did remember that that wasn't a trap or anything, but I also didn't remember it being anything worth noting. Well, that's an awkward freeze frame. Oh, God. Things are getting really unfortunate. Whew. Pay no mind to the parade following me out. Everything is fine. It was only nearly a tragedy. God damn it, controller. That happened once during the fight, too. It just didn't prompt me. That's why you saw me run into the wall all that one time. I mean, if you caught that. Because it just decided, oh, hey, you know what? You didn't want any input anymore, right? You just wanted to go.
Hi. So, what'll it be?
Can make egg on rice.
Great.
I'm still missing stuff for making basically anything, which is just upsetting. Is there anything impressive I can make right now? I mean, we of course already have that. I mean, I could, yeah, but I'm not really gonna bother if I don't have to. Not at this point. So I'm carrying a ton of junk that I can just sell off.
What are you looking to buy?
Enough to get us out of this money hole I'm in.
Is this... Thank you.
Not on this file, but previously, yes, I have. I purposely was using a blank file also as not to spoil anything. Just trying to have my brain fire on enough cylinders to actually do what I'm trying to think about doing here. I don't need this Damascus as much anymore. I don't need any of this. I don't need this. I don't need any of this.
Thanks. Then we have a deal.
Like I said, I've been sitting on a gold mine this whole time, so money is not an object. Like right now. I mean, look at all this mahogany I'm carrying.
Is this any thanks?
This is why I was not worried about needing to go, tracking down anything.
What are you looking to buy?
Because now I could just buy a full set of high potions. It doesn't matter. And you know what? Give me a ton of pizzas, too. There we go. If I have to, I will make Miriam so fat I'll just crush Zangetsu by falling on him. Yeah, considering we got to phase 2 without any healing items, pretty sure with this amount of supplies we'll be fine. Though, actually, something to make it quicker. Let me go get some mana restoratives too, why not? If I manage to botch it at this point, I will be very disappointed in myself. But at the same time, that's what the bet hedge of buying mana restoratives is for. Because if I can just play keep away and hit him with the beam, he'll lose anyway. Because his ranged attacks are not exactly threatening. And by comparison to him, you know, actually being able to use that sword he's so good at using. Yeah. Which, I gotta say, I'm really happy they made that sword actually decent. Magic must defeat magic. I mean, if I wanted to make use of that book of Crimsonite recipes, I probably could at this point, considering the amount of Crimsonite we're picking up from these guys. I remember coming back in here a few times trying to get enough soy sauce to make all the recipes that needed it too. Thankfully, after the first time, this is not that bad a run on through this area. It just sucks the first time because you get caught on all the random crap and get lost because you don't know which way you're going. Okay, Zangetsu. Real fight this time. We don't need to have that discussion a second time. This is when I somehow do this without getting hit or something ridiculous. There it is. There's the lie being put to that thought. Don't get me wrong, if I was being patient, I probably could beat him without getting hit. But I am not a patient man. Yep, he's already up to Fire Sword. It'd be real funny if I ended up not needing a healing item at all, though. But I'm not going to risk getting double tapped and losing this fight on trying to show off. I've really got to stop saying things like that, though. Every time I said something, I got hit again. Speaking of... because I could fight him sword to sword, but really that is asking for trouble. There we go. We're not even halfway through the pizza supply yet. Ah, crap. I remember that hurting a lot more. Maybe it's that I remember, because that hurts a lot. And that, too. This is where my memory kind of turns against me. Because, of course, everything through the Fire Sword phase was the same stuff he did in the first fight. So that's easy enough to deal with. This part is the part that sucks. This is also where fair play goes out the window. Because, not gonna lie, more power to you if you could fight him fair and square. But I ain't got time for that. Okay, that goes in a straight wave forward. And that's a blast. More pizza. Ninja Turtles taught me well. All problems can be solved by pizza. How much damn health do you have? I'm hoping that what usually happens when I ask that question is about to happen. In that, when I ask that question, they die. But it's not looking like that's how this is gonna work out. Yeah, you probably could hear the mashing wildly of me attempting to kill him. Got it. I think I've still got like 6 or so pizzas left too, and all of my high potions.
With your skill.
Ta-da!
My sword. The Zangetsuto. I came to England in pursuit of a demon named Gremory. Only by that blade may she be cut down.
Gremory? That's the...
I've tried making contact with Gremory.
You think she's avoid...
She must be. And surely you have noticed that man you're after, Jeeble.
And there's the rub.
But her hold on him is not absolute. Perhaps
Yes. When I faced him on the galleon.
good. That means you and she knows it. Which means she will not allow Jeeble to be alone with you. When she appears, use that blade and cut her down.
But wait. Why not come with me and do it yourself?
Because if she fears me more than she fears relinquishing Jeeble, then we risk losing her. I will have my vengeance on her. Even if it means parting with the sword. And there is something else I need to clear up while you deal with Gremory.
All right.
What I started.
And now you know basically everything you need to know to complete the game properly by getting the actual ending. Aside from one little piece. A piece that's been hinted at a fair bit, but I don't think I'm going to give that away. I think I'll let that one be something for people to figure out, whether they watch this or not. I'll let loose the material requirement, but people can figure out what to do with it. So I could always revisit this at a later date and do the rest of this content if people really want to see it. But as it stands, I'm tired. So at the very least, it ain't happening today. All I will say for how to deal with the Gremory problem is remember something that was pointed out very heavily a few times. And if you ever played the 2 Sorrow games, you'll already know what they've done again,
Remember, what are you
to a
doing?
degree. since it's a very similar trick. And I'm sure I've made that sound vague enough.
Have a deal. What are you looking to sell?
Yeah, I could see how that would be a familiar sound there. I don't even know why I'm really looking that much for more stuff to sell to grab more healing items. I don't really expect the Gable fight to go much worse than the Zangetsu fight just did.
What took you so long? Well, now that you've tasted the power of so many shards,
Nah.
ready to join me.
Honestly, in the moment, I forgot that it was there.
You presume wrongly. I'm here to keep my promise to you, and nothing else.
What?
I swore to you that I would stop you if your Shardbinder power ever manifested itself against your will. You made...
Please. You think I wield this power unwillingly?
I do. I've known it since our meeting on the galleon. There was a moment.
Fool! I've had enough. If you want to stop me, you'll have to do it by force.
As you wish. It's time to free you of this.
Next time, obey.
I'll take that trade. Oh, look at him actually pulling out his sword. Those observant will notice another hint showing up in this fight. But this fight's over.
Forgive me, Jeeble. But was it the right thing?
Nope. Did it anyway, though.
With that many shards bound to you, you will be all too easy to possess.
And that's what happens if you do it wrong. Well, of course. And with how quickly and easily that went, I'll go ahead and open it. I guess I may as well break the stairs, too. I genuinely did not expect to be able to just roll right through that fight like I did. I knew it wasn't a hard fight with that version of the fight, but I still expected a little more out of that. And I also expected the Zangetsu fight to take longer. But by the same token, I did just kind of fat my way through the Zangetsu fight, so there's that. And I may as well use the sword through the whole fight. Oh yeah, and there's another real blatant hint right there for y'all. I forgot that they were that right in your face about that part of it.
What took you so? Next time, obey.
Damn it, I went one too many. Hang on, I got greedy. One moment. That's the problem. Is sometimes you can get a little too caught up in what you're doing and finish the job before you realize you were about to actually finish him. I looked up a second too late. Because they make you walk a bit of a fine line there. So we'll just do that one more time. It'll be fine. I knew I was gonna do that. I knew that was gonna happen at least once. I don't think I have katana expertise, do I? No. Yeah, I might as well just put on augment strength then. Why not? And now that I put augment strength on, I'm gonna manage to kill him again without actually doing what I'm supposed to. And I'm just gonna be annoyed. Wait, is it my imagination or am I doing less damage now that I put on augment strength? I was doing 72 before, wasn't I? Huh. That's odd. Oh god. Oh yeah, this is what that grab would have done, by the way. I would love to say that was for demonstration purposes, but no, I was just getting sloppy. Ah, there we go, I see what happened. My familiar hadn't triggered yet. Which, actually, that's a potential problem. Dantalion, get out of here. I don't want you to decide it's a great idea to hit him right before I do the thing I need to do and make this take even longer. Because wouldn't that just be a thing that he just smacks Gable upside the head and kills him? So yeah, what you need to do is cut the moon. Because that's where Gremory's hiding. That's why I was taking that part slower this time. Make sure I wasn't gonna botch it again. And now things have gone better.
I knew you were in there. I knew it.
You kept your promise.
What's going on? No.
It's
been held back too long.
I know. I'll just...
It shouldn't have come to this, my friend. I am if you are.
Yes.
If you plan to destroy the castle, you won't be able to do it without the Liber Loca.
Then I need to track down
Gremory will be after him too. Tracking Gremory might be faster.
the moon, you mean?
It was real tempting to leave things on the note of having failed. It really gets to you, doesn't it? It just worms its way back in. See, now I'm debating actually going and chasing down Gremory, but that part is a pain in the ass. Because I'm only at like 3 and change hours. But I slept like shit. Nah. I'm gonna stick to my... Oh yeah, I can only imagine how much worse it is on higher difficulties. It was annoying on normal. But no, I'm going to put a pin in that idea for now. Maybe I'll do it for everybody later on. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But now everyone knows exactly what they need to do to get there. And that will do it for me for now. Thank you all for coming along on that slightly more complicated than expected journey. Hopefully it was an enjoyable trip. And if you want to see the rest of what I decide to do, by all means follow, but otherwise, have a good night.